As you can see, I got very close multiple times in trying to defeat this boss, and I'm sure many of you, after kind of completing the tutorial area, were like, wow, this is a very difficult boss to begin the game with. But this boss, the PAC helicopter, is actually not quite as hard as it looks at first glance, although I will say, as I mentioned already, it took me a few tries. So check out some of the strategies that I employed in taking out the PAC helicopter. First of all, aggression. I constantly use my left stick charge to get in close, and then use my left trigger sword to slice away at this thing. You can see already up there at the top how much health damage that thing took just from each sword blow. And so what I normally would do is I would back off, take cover, usually behind a building or something, and then I would charge in, use my sword whenever he's not, firing missiles. And then once I use my sword, get away and hide behind a building. You can see here, kind of going between the buildings, and this time I'm going to charge up between his missiles. But when I did that, I took quite a bit of damage. And so once again, you kind of want to hide, take cover, and then charge in for a few sword swipes, and then hide, take cover. Your gun and your missiles, you want to fire them as much as you can in the in-between times, but also understand that the most important damage is to land those sword swings. Also, if you land your sword swings right on the nose of it like this right here, it's going to do a lot more damage, and also it's going to fill that posture bar. And that posture bar is the little yellow bar right above the boss's health bar. And whenever you fill it to red, it's basically like you stun the enemy. You get a little extra time to do some damage. And so here I am close to the end of this boss battle. You can see I'm employing that same method, just charging in using the sword, and then hiding, taking cover. Keeping moving, never sitting still. There we go. I took a lot of damage right there, but here comes the final couple swipes. I mentioned this in my tips. Oh, there it is. I mentioned this in my tips video. But when you charge in, it's good. It's helpful to not charge directly at the enemy. Make sure that you're kind of zigzagging on your approach so that you're not taking too much damage. And when you get close, use that sword attack. And so, hopefully, if you guys can replicate some of this boss will go down without a fight for you. It's a pretty difficult first boss, but it was very, very fun. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this guide.